What's up, guys? I just came back from the cigar bar. I was in Arturo Fuentes, just kind of relaxing, unwinding from a long week, and decided to go in there and have a cigar, a couple of drinks. And so while I was in there, one of my partners called, and I hadn't even talked to him in a while. Well, I hadn't talked to him, on the phone in a while, but we go back and forth on Facebook, and talk and things like that. So he's actually interested in moving abroad. So he always asks me about, living here in Dominican Republic. And, even when we message, he always asks me about this. And it's like, how many times I'm gonna have to tell you about me moving abroad and the lifestyle here. And so I'm asking him, I'm saying, hey, so what's your timeline, bro? What is your timeline in terms of you wanting to move abroad and get out of the US? And his answer to me was, I don't have a timeline. I got to get this together. I got to get that together. I got to get more of this together. And I got to get more of that together. And I got to get more and more of this together. And I got to get more and more of that together. And I'm thinking to myself, the lighting is bad out here too. And I'm thinking to myself, you ain't never moving abroad. If you have to get all that together in order for you to move abroad, then you ain't coming. So that made me think of this video topic. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, and this is not about just moving abroad. This is life in general. The lights will not always be green in your journey. So you're gonna have to make a decision. You can't wait until all the stars line up and then you decide to make a decision, because most of the time, I'm not gonna say they never, because life works in strange ways, but for most of us, all the stars are not gonna line up. They're just not. So at some point, you're gonna have to make a decision and you're gonna have to execute. So one thing you're gonna have to make sure is that whatever is priority in terms of you making whatever move it is, because like I said, this is not just about moving abroad. This is just life in general. As long as you got the main thing in place that you need to have in place, let's just say, for example, if you're moving abroad, one of the main things you need is finances. You need to make sure that your finances are straight before you move anywhere out the country, because if you don't have finances, then the chances are it's not going to turn out well for you. So that right there is number one. And I'm not saying that that's the only thing you need, because depending on the person, you may need more than that. It may be some people that may need, like, man, I think they're picking up the trash. Let me close this door. But as I was saying, some people, they may need financing, and they also may need, like, to make sure that they got medical insurance and that stuff is taken care of. So it's not always just one thing, but it's just the main things. But all the other little things, if you're waiting on those small things to all line up to whatever you actually need to move, you're never gonna do whatever you say you're gonna do. I've heard people say that, oh, I got a job offer in, another state, but I can't move because this, that, more of this, more of that. Hey, the opportunity is there. It's up to you to it's up to you to jump on that opportunity. You know, and like I said, I don't know because it varies person by person. So I can't really say that, oh, just because you got a job opportunity, you need to go. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that your laundry list of all the things that need to be perfect in order for you to make a decision, it's not going to happen for the most part. It's just not. So you have to make a decision. Like I would just use myself for an example. When we decided to move over here to Dominican Republic, the only thing that I needed or we needed was we were more worried about finances because we had already been here before and it didn't work out well. And so in order for us to come back, we needed to make sure that our finances were straight. And I've told this story before and I'm not going to tell it again. You can watch a video about it, but we wanted to make sure that we had X amount of dollars that was coming in consistently before we decided to move. And the dollar amount for us at the time was $2,500. So once we reached the threshold of $2,500, what we did was we made sure that we were able to do that consistently for at least 6 months to a year. I can't remember how long we did. I think we were at there maybe for it wasn't a whole year. It was probably maybe 8 to 10 months we were doing it consistently. And so at that point we made a decision. We said, okay, if we've been doing this 8 to 10 months, then we should be able to do this for at least another 8 to 10 months, or we can keep it going. And having said that, we also said, okay, here's some other things that we can probably do to add to this income once we get there. We weren't like saying, okay, we got the money now. Now we got to make sure that this happens. We got to make sure that that happens. And then we got to make sure more of this happens and more of that happens and more of this happens and more of that happens. Man, I'd still be in Fort Lauderdale if that was the case. Because I'm going to tell you, when we moved, all the stars was not lined up. It was only one thing that lined up for us that we needed. For other people, it's going to be different. And of course, I can say my wife is Dominican. It made moving here easier for us because she was Dominican. You know what I'm saying? So for other people, it may be just a little bit different. However, even if she wasn't Dominican, we still didn't have a laundry list of 20 or 30 things that needed to get done in order for us to move. So I'm just saying this to you guys because I hear this all the time. And when I'm sitting here listening to somebody tell me all these things that they gotta get done while I'm trying to enjoy my cigar, I'm telling you, it was depressing. It was really depressing. So all you have to do is come up with some non-negotiables that you must have in place in whatever decision you make or whatever life-changing decision that you have on the table for you. Make sure there's some non-negotiables. And like I say, the money for us was non-negotiable. It was not coming over here. It wasn't going to be with $1,000 and we're going to try to figure it out. It wasn't going to be with $1,500. It was $2,500. And if we couldn't get the $2,500, we we're going to keep doing it until we got there. So there are non-negotiables that you can put on the table for yourself to say, hey, once I get these non-negotiables, then I will make a decision. And let me tell you something, 30 items are not non-negotiable. It's just impossible. You know, you guys want the moon to be full on a Thursday at 10 o'clock p.m. and you want it to be on at daylight saving time. And that shit ain't gonna happen, dog. It ain't gonna happen. It just ain't. You're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. Make the decision. Put your non-negotiables down, write it on a piece of paper and say, hey, when I reach these non-negotiables, I'm gonna make the decision, whatever that decision is. Like I said, I'm not talking about just moving abroad, but we can, put it on moving abroad because that's what, most people contact me about and want to talk about is them moving to the Dominican Republic. And your non-negotiables should not be more than 3 to 5 things. And I think 5 things is way too much. It should be somewhere around 2 to 3 things that are non-negotiable. If you got 5 things that's non-negotiable, man, listen, you got a lot of problems. You need to fix those problems before you even try to go anywhere. Because it shouldn't be that many non-negotiables in order for you to make a decision to better your life. Because most of the time, if you're making any type of decision, hopefully it is to better your life. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to stop by real quick and say that. Like I say, I got some Carpaccio from Arturo Fuentes, man. I love that Carpaccio. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna eat that, probably go chill out on the balcony, man, for a minute. But I just had to say that because I hear it all the time from people. And to me, it only sounds like an excuse. And I think that these people truly believe that none of this stuff that they want to happen and line up is really gonna happen. It's just something that makes them feel comfortable for not making a decision. So until then, remember, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind and always live in the present, because that's the only way you're gonna live your best life. And I'm out. Peace.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no.